Southern sky. Proudly sing. She's guided.
Good evening and welcome. My name is Amy Vincent, and on behalf of the Board of Trustees, it's my honor to welcome you to the commencement ceremony of the class of 2026 at the new school. This class represents the seventh and the largest graduating class at the new school. Something truly special about this class is some of these students have known each other for most of their lives, while others joined along the way. But together, they formed a class defined by friendship, community, and growth. For me personally, this evening carries added meaning because my son, Wyatt, is graduating alongside many students he's grown up with since childhood. Watching these young people grow up together over the years has been a privilege. We'd also like to acknowledge the parents, relatives, and friends of this graduating class. We know that without each of you, this day wouldn't be possible. Lastly, we'd like to thank Nancy, our administrative team, faculty, and staff. Their commitment to the new school, students, and community is second to none. Congratulations, seniors.
Thank you, Amy. Before I begin, I just have a quick couple of logistical announcements. One, we have a pretty full house, so I want to make sure that people are aware that in case of fire or need to evacuate quickly, we have 2 exits at the front and plenty of exits in the rear. However, if you are getting up in the middle of the ceremony for any reason and need to exit, we ask that you not use this side exit because this is our media stream. So if we could avoid this exit and use the rest of the exits, that would be great. Thank you very much. Thank you and welcome to our Board of Trustees, our faculty and staff, our students and community who are gathered here tonight. At events like this, I always like to also thank Mr. Bill Mandrell, our founding head. Thank you to the new school band up in the balcony led by Mr. Austin, who's built a very strong program, always building on the foundation of those who come before. This foundation today will see some departures as Samuel, Gregorio, Hudson, and Wyatt graduate. So it's wonderful to see the growth of our band. Thank you to those who've done the heavy lifting, not just for tonight, but for all the events leading up to this, all of our commencement and pre-commencement activities. Please hold your applause until I can thank them all. Huge, huge thanks to the advancement team, all of the people that you've seen here tonight. Michael Hine, Summer Burris, China Penrod, and Emma Veit. The facilities team, led by Cody Apperson and Michelle Aguilar. The SAGE team, led by Chef Nikki. Let's thank them all. I would like to take a special moment tonight to recognize our outgoing board chair, John Wright. John is concluding 13 years on the new school board, 7 as board chair. All of this that the new school is, would not be possible without John's steady and wise leadership. And we are so fortunate to have the brilliant Amy Vincent stepping into that role. I look forward to working with Amy for many years to come. But for now, please help me in recognizing John, who is way in the back, but John, for the first time, he can sit in the back, could stand up, and we could acknowledge John Wright. Thank you, John. Finally, welcome and thank you to the families of our graduates, parents, grandparents, siblings, and all those we call family. This night is also a celebration of you and your role in raising these young adults. The collective tenure of this group of 18 members of the class of TNS is 140 years. 4 graduates wear the white Lifetime at TNS cord, signifying at least 13 consecutive years at the new school. Samuel, Hudson, Fletcher, and Sadie. These 4 account for 62 of those 140 years. Special shout out to Maddie Morris for 12 consecutive years at TNS and to Wyatt Vinson for 13 total non-consecutive years at TNS. For all of that. Six of our graduates wear the Blue Cougar Scholar Award, signifying academic success in advanced coursework across multiple disciplines. Samuel, Olivia, Caitlin, Maya, Fletcher, and Sadie. Three graduates wearing the red and white cord comprise our inaugural group who have earned the Arkansas Seal of Biliteracy, Samuel, Gregorio, and Maya. Your class holds a special place in my heart for a variety of reasons. 10 of you were here in 6th grade when I arrived. Fletcher even interviewed me when he was in 5th grade and I was interviewing for the position. Thank you, Fletcher, for helping me find my way here. 8 of you have joined since then. Madison in 7th grade and the remainder during the high school years. I have loved watching you grow in musical performances, on or backstage, on the basketball and volleyball courts, and on the golf course, in the classroom, and as good humans. When I look at this class of 18, our largest graduating class to date, I see a diversity of talent, achievement, interests, and personality. Your class has gone through plenty of growing pains together, through the departure and arrival of classmates, of teachers and coaches, and of administrative leaders. You were all born between 2006 and 2009, which means, first, you are digital natives, but not the first group to navigate screens, social media, and digital life. So you have and must exercise your increased awareness of the need for balance. Second, you are graduating at a time when AI and emerging technologies are in both an exciting and a dangerous phase. You will need to use what you've learned about the balance with screens and all of the social emotional skills you've learned to lead your generation in navigating your journey with these technologies. 3, you were typically raised by a generation who were both risk averse and yet not overly protective. You will need to make intentional decisions about taking the kinds of risks that make you better and stronger and are worth some level of failure, and being cautious not to take the risks whose consequences are simply not worth it. 4th and finally, nationally, your cohort is more ethnically, racially, and socially diverse than any group before, which means that your cohort is typically more aware of and tolerant of differences. You have the skills to engage in civil discourse, to advocate for yourselves respectfully, to listen to understand, and to harness the collective power of diversity and collaboration. You will face a lifetime of opportunities to use these skills. As you heard last night from our faculty, you have touched our lives, and we are all so proud of you. Each one of you has made a unique and lasting impact on our school community. As a collective, you have a legacy here that you and many of us do not yet recognize. To the family and friends who've supported our graduates, thank you. Your encouragement and love has been vital to their success. Today is a celebration of your dedication and the bright futures that lie ahead for these young graduates. So graduates, as you leave the new school, take with you the knowledge that you are capable of greatness, believe in yourselves, pursue your passions with purpose, and never forget that you have the power to make a difference in the world. I look forward to hearing about the incredible things you will achieve. So class of 2026, Samuel, Anthony, Gregorio, Aiden, Hudson, Olivia, Katie, Maya, Ethan, Festus, Maddie, Madison, Fletcher, Ryder, Dante, Varun, Wyatt, and Sadie. We are proud of you. We celebrate you, and this is your commencement. It's an important milestone, but commencement means beginning. Your journey in so many ways is just beginning, and we all wish you the best and stand ready to continue supporting you for your journey. Later in the program, you will have the opportunity to hear the unique voices of each of our graduates. Next, I will introduce our speaker, and after that, we will just proceed as outlined in your program. I will return up here as we prepare for the presentation of diplomas. Enjoy the many voices that you will hear tonight. We are fortunate to have Ms. Carly Pemberton address our graduates tonight. Carly Pemberton earned her Bachelor of Arts in History and her Master of Arts in Education from the University of Arkansas. Before coming to the new school, she spent a year teaching at Fayetteville High School. Now, finishing her 5th year at TNS, Ms. Carly has enriched our community in countless ways. In addition to core curriculum, she's taught a wide variety of history electives, including comparative religions, women's history, sociology, anthropology, and human geography. Ms. Carly revamped our extra help period and transformed it into a meaningful opportunity for students to connect individually with their teachers to reinforce and deepen their learning. Often framed in a stern requirement for a student to check in with a teacher, these moments are some of the most cited by students as memorable and valuable, and have provided the kind of high support needed for our students to meet our high expectations or exceed them. Ms. Carly has this neat ability to hold these students to high standards with the kind of affection and care that makes them feel both that we believe in them and that they have a safe and caring environment to make mistakes, learn, and ultimately succeed. We also love seeing Ms. Carly in her real mom life with her son Jackson, who also attends the new school. Please help me welcome Ms. Carly Pemberton.
When I was thinking about what I wanted to say today, I kept coming back to all the different versions of you I've gotten to know over the years. Some of you I've known since 8th grade in advisory or in history class, probably a little less awake than you are right now. Others I've only gotten to know more recently. More than anything, when I think about all of you, I think about the moments you've made memorable. Mornings or extra helps, crowded around my desk, full of stories, jokes, frantic studying, and trading book recommendations. And then in class, all of you choosing to sit on the floor instead of chairs, which is not something I understand. Raiding my snack drawer in my refrigerator like it was a competitive sport. I think about Family Fest and ensemble, rock band concerts, basketball games, and watching you play games of pep rallies. I think about current event Fridays in government and the discussions where your knowledge, insights, and ideas amazed me. And all of the times you'd go on about the things that you love. The laughter that had us holding our sides and the chaos that made every day unpredictable. What a group of memories those are. Those moments might seem small, but they're a part of the story that brought us here today. Maya Angelou once said, "We delight in the beauty of the butterfly, but rarely admit the changes it has gone through to achieve that beauty." This quote kept coming to mind as I was thinking about today. Looking at you and your caps and your gowns, it's really easy to see the beauty of today, the celebration and the achievement. But I've seen the changes, and so have the people in this room who've been there every step of the way. The late nights, the moments where things didn't quite make sense yet, the stress, the deadlines, and the times you had to push through even when you didn't feel like you could. We've also seen the growth. We've watched you become more confident and more capable, and so much more sure of yourselves over time. And that didn't just happen. It came from showing up, even on the days you really did not feel like you could. That growth wasn't always pretty or easy, but that's kind of the point. As you leave here, life is not suddenly going to get easy. There are going to be new challenges and new changes and moments where you feel unsure again. But the difference now is you've already proven you can handle it. So when those moments come, I hope you remember today, not just as a celebration, but as proof. Proof you can do hard things and keep going anyway. Because you already have. This moment isn't about the diploma or just about it. It's about everything it represents, the growth, the resilience, and the person that you have become along the way. So before I go, I want to leave you with a few things. First, and I would be doing you a disservice if I didn't say this one more time, consider this my final push, and I am begging you. Get organized. I sound like a broken record, I know. But really, whatever comes next, college, work, anything, you will make your life so much easier if you can keep track of what's going on without my help. Second, be yourself. Don't shrink parts of who you are. The people, the places, and the opportunities that are meant for you are ones where you don't have to pretend. And finally, keep your people. Keep your group chats. Check in on each other. Life is going to get really busy and things will change. But the people sitting around you right now have been a part of your story. Don't lose that completely. You're not just leaving here with a diploma. You're leaving with the ability to keep growing into whoever you want to be. And I cannot wait to see what that looks like for each of you. It has truly been one of the greatest privileges of my life to be your teacher. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I don't know about you, but tonight I am unequivocally Bam Squabbled. What does that mean, you might ask? Honestly, I'm not entirely sure, but it's a great way to describe how I felt while writing this speech. It is how I felt about all of Algebra 2. It is how one might feel trying to learn the rules to a new board game, or figure out how to turn on the shower in a hotel room. More importantly, though, it was the first quote I ever documented. All credit to Samuel Anton. After the pandemic, a lot of things were different. The whole world seemed to change in different ways for different people. But the one thing that never really changed was the new school and the community I've been blessed with being a part of for the past 12 years. I think going through the pandemic together is what sparked the idea to start documenting quotes. At first, we kept them in our notes apps. But once the beloved phone policy began, we had to evolve. We transitioned to a Google Doc where we could transfer the quotes after the school day ended. These quotes captured everyday moments. Weird, funny, and random out of context comments became memories and inside jokes that I will always remember. Most of them aren't profound or inspiring, but to me, they became a timeline of our class. They are pieces of my childhood that I can look back on, ones that actually feel like I'm physically reliving the past. When I read them now, I remember the exact classrooms, the exact people, and the exact emotions tied to moments that made long school days feel shorter. It really didn't matter what had happened, whether we had somehow collectively failed a test, bombed a presentation, or gotten into a disagreement. There was always someone with a quote to put things back into perspective. Those moments reminded us that little failures and short setbacks do not define us. At the end of the day, we are still valued young adults trying our best to figure things out. That little note in my phone is a relic of my childhood. It highlights the beauty of the new school, reflecting the kind of community this place creates, and how thankful I am for teachers who are endlessly patient, kind, and understanding beyond what I can comprehend. Their steady grace and unshakable optimism helped me grow into the young woman I am today, especially while navigating a rare chronic illness that made things more complicated than they often appeared. That was originally going to be the central point of my speech, but I decided I wanted this moment to reflect something lighter. Because when I look back on these years, what I remember most isn't the hardship, but the people who made it bearable. I stand here with everything that has happened, carrying the understanding that ultimately we went through this experience together. And if I've learned anything, it's that being Bam Squabbled was never really about confusion. It was about being in the middle of something meaningful before realizing just how much it would matter to you later. So it has been squabblingly difficult to find the words to thank you, and even harder to say goodbye, not just to the people here, but to my childhood and to the comfort of the routine I've known for most of my life. To my mom and dad, thank you for carrying me through every difficult moment with more love and patience than I could ever repay. You made me feel supported when I felt the most uncertain about myself. And I would not be standing here without you. To my best friends, Olivia and London, who are here with me today, thank you for every laugh, every minute shared, and for reminding me was who and I forgot. Thank you, Jesus, above all, for putting everyone here in my life and for making this whole experience possible. I will leave here with so much gratitude, so many memories in my notes app. As difficult as this is, I'm reminded that I'll never really be living this behind and that I'm just getting started. And lastly, this is improvised, but I'd like to add a quick quote that was inspired by Miss Nancy. Gray skies are just clouds passing over. So a huge thank you to Miss Nancy and Mr. Jamie for everything. I'm endlessly grateful.
For the last 4 years of my life, people have always told me to enjoy my high school experience. And now, looking back on it, I wonder what it was. Before any of us even got here, all we knew high school to be came from movies and TV shows or maybe stories from an older sibling or friend. But the truth is that it's nothing like the movies or TV shows. Sure, for some people it might be, but for most of us, it was completely different. Because the truth is, everyone writes their own story. A story shaped by their own personal experiences and moments that will shape them for the rest of their lives. If I had to describe high school, I'd say it's like a song that you never heard before. Starts off slow, unsure. It'll build, it changes, rises and falls, and it's always full of highs and lows until eventually it comes to an end. And what that ending looks like depends on the person. For some, it's a happy ending, but I think I speak for a lot of us up here when I say it's a little bit more bittersweet than that. It's like a good song that you never wanted to end. And now I'd like to close by saying a few thank yous. First and foremost, I'd like to thank my parents for always supporting me and always believing in me, no matter which one of my many assorted hobbies I chose to pursue. Um, I'd also like to thank Mr. Austin, somewhere up in that balcony. I think he's on that side, for teaching me all I need to know about music and even more about life. He's a great man and a great friend. I'd also like to thank Miss Carly for always for all that she's done, especially for putting up with me and my friends. Speaking of which, I'd like to thank my friends for always being there, whether it was during the hard times or even just the fun ones. And finally, thank you to everyone that I've met here and even those that have come and gone that have helped shape me into the person that I am today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to start this speech out by saying I am absolutely terrified right now. But hey, that's all a part of life, right? Well, for me, at least, it is. From attempting to make new friends in seventh grade to waiting for college acceptance emails, it has been one big anxiety ball of nerves. But what I noticed through those moments is that anxiety has a weird way of lending a joyous ending. I have a specific memory of Sadie, Katie, and I some time in seventh grade dancing to Just Dance and singing karaoke Disney songs while we were totally meant to be doing homework or something else. But hey, we were young and homework is boring and dancing is fun. But thinking back on that moment, it made me realize that we actually made it. That seventh grade me, who was so terrified that she wouldn't make any friends, actually did make some amazing friends who she hopes to always have in her life. That eighth grade me, who was worried that she was going to fail math and not be able to move on to ninth grade, congratulations, you pulled through and did it. That ninth grade me, who was scared of what she was going to do for a job, since it turns out science wasn't really her thing, and she literally could have sworn up and down she was going to be a vet. Don't worry, you're way better at English. And finally, that 10th grade me, who was terrified she wouldn't pass her driver's test. You did fail the first time, but don't worry, you totally aced it on the second try. Oh, and that 11th grade me, who was so worried about what senior year and leaving her family would look like. Don't worry, it actually wasn't that bad. Senior year wasn't the death of you, I promise. And finally, that 12th grade me, whose story is coming to an end right here on this stage, who sat on the floor of an English room with Jamie peering over her computer screen, typing out what she hopes is an at least acceptable graduation speech. Her story is coming to a close, and she is still so terrified of what the future holds, and she is currently terrified. But what I can say for certain is that all that fear I felt wasn't that defining thing that stuck with me. It was all those moments when I look around and I realize I made it, that we made it. We all overcame our own fears, our own what if we don't pass. Well, we did. And I'm so grateful to be standing here with all of you to share this fear and joy. Thank you to everyone who was there through those fears. And thank you most of all to my fellow classmates of the graduating class of 2026.
You know, I've been trying to figure out what to say for weeks. I kept writing things and deleting them, writing and deleting. And I think that's actually the most honest way I can start this. Because that's kind of what the last 4 years have felt like. A lot of attempts and a lot of starting over. I remember being a freshman and thinking senior year was this distant thing, like it existed somewhere far away. And when I would finally get there, everything would feel different and I'd feel ready. And now I'm here, and I definitely do not feel ready about anything. But somehow that feels right. And I'll be completely honest with you. I did not care about school for a long time. And if my mom's in this room right now, hi, mom, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We argued about it a lot, and you saw something in my future that I refused to look at. I thought school was just something I had to survive. And at the time, I thought you were just trying to punish me. But now, I know you were just trying to help me. And I don't say this enough, but thank you for not giving up on me when I gave you every single reason to. I started to understand that what I do here actually matters, not just because I was being told it did, but because it was my future. And I was the one choosing how seriously to take it. But honestly, the biggest part of this whole experience wasn't just school, it was my family. My mom, my dad, my stepdad, my grandmothers, and my siblings, Peter, Milo, Wesley, and Jacob, all in different ways and all at different times, shaped how I got here. There were a lot of moments I didn't agree, moments I didn't fully understand what you were trying to do, and moments I probably made things harder than they needed to be. But looking back, I can see it clearly now. You all pushed me forward when I needed it, supported me when I didn't say it out loud, and held me to a standard I did not always meet in the moment, but eventually grew into. Even in the small things, it all added up more than I realized at the time. And now, standing here, I can see how much of who I am is because of all of you. And I need to say thank you for that. And then there's Dante. Dante, you've been more than a friend to me. You've been like a brother. And not just to me, but to my family too. The summer after 10th grade was one of the hardest times I've ever had. And you were there the whole summer. You held me up when I couldn't do it myself, and you kept me up when I wanted to fall back down. You taught me what it actually means to trust someone, what a real friend looks like. You sacrificed for me in ways you didn't have to, and I want you to know I see that. Dante, I love you like a brother because that's what you are to me, and I'm grateful for you more than I'll probably ever say out loud. Outside of that, there's the rest of the class of 2026. Every person here, in some way, has been a part of these last 4 years, even if it was just a class, a conversation, a laugh in passing, or just being around long enough that it all became familiar. It all mattered more than it probably felt like at the time. We're a very small group, but somehow most of us grew up around each other without really thinking about how much that would end up meaning later on. Even the people who are new don't feel new at all. It feels like they've been here the whole entire time. And I think that says a lot about what this place actually was to us. Now, we spent years watching people come and go through these halls, never really thinking about when it would be us. And now it is. And I don't think any of us are fully ready for it, but I think that's okay. Because I don't think the point was ever to feel ready. I think the point was everything that got us here. So yeah, thank you. And lastly, to the class of 2026, we're leaving this place, but it's not leaving us.
Hello, everyone, and thank you all for coming. This is my 8th year at the new school, and while that may not seem very long or impressive, it's the longest I've ever been at one school. To me, it feels like I've been here and known these people for my entire life. I was blessed with the unique experience of having my mom work here. Mom, I would not have survived middle or high school without you. I'll always cherish our long talks during drives to and from school and having the comfort of knowing you were always just one building away. Even though be living at home while commuting to school, I know I'll still be blowing up your phone with random updates throughout the day. Thank you for listening to my rants, drying my tears, and always helping me back on my feet. When I first started at the new school, things were rough, but that all changed when I became friends with Sadie. Sadie, you have been such an important part of my life. You have helped shape me into the person I am today, and I'll always remember being in the same class, getting ready for dances together, and the little memories we made along the way. Thank you. Looking back at the people I met along the way are what truly got me through high school. To all my friends, thank you for supporting me, making me laugh, and standing by my side. You know who you are, and I'll always be grateful for you. Lastly, I want to give a few quick shout outs to the people behind the scenes who helped me make it through high school. Dad, thank you for always encouraging and believing in me. Sarah, thank you for our late night ice cream chips where we would debrief about everything happening in our lives. Jess, even though you couldn't be here tonight and you are watching online, thank you for always having my back no matter what. To my brother Zach, who came all the way from New York to see me, I will always cherish your endless wisdom and all the life advice you've given me. To my papa, who unfortunately left this world before I was able to graduate, I strive every day to make you proud. You are the kind of person I hope to be like when I'm older. I will forever miss you, and I hope you're watching me walk across this stage from heaven. Grandma, thank you for always believing in me and cheering me on. To all my teachers, thank you for pushing me to become the best version of myself, both in and out of the classroom. I would not be standing here today without you. And finally, thank you to my coworkers who came here tonight. Thank you for listening to my rants, giving me advice, and most importantly, taking my shifts when I procrastinated homework too long and simply did not have enough time to do it. My grades would have suffered immensely without you. Without all of these people, I would truly be at a loss, and I'm incredibly grateful to have each and every one of you in my life. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. It's crazy to think that just 4 years ago, most of us walked into high school not knowing exactly who we were or where we would end up. Now, as we sit here together at graduation, we leave with more than just diplomas. We leave, we leave with memories, lessons, friendships, and the confidence to step into whatever comes next. Tonight is more than just a ceremony. It's the closing of one chapter and the beginning of another. We've all had moments where we were stressed, overwhelmed, and unsure of ourselves. There were long nights studying, early mornings getting ready for school, and days where graduation felt so far away. But through all of it, we kept going, and that is what makes today so meaningful. Today was a celebration of our hard work and success. I want to take a moment to thank the people who have helped me get here today. First, I want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Without him, I am nothing, but with him, everything is possible. And if it wasn't for his blessings, his grace, and his favors, I wouldn't be here today. To my parents and family, thank you for supporting me every step of the way. Thank you for the rides to school, their encouragement during hard times, and for always believing in me, even when I didn't believe in myself. I wouldn't be here today without all of y'all's sacrifices. To my coaches and teammates, and especially these five graduating with me today, thank you for teaching me lessons that went far beyond the game of basketball. You taught me discipline, teamwork, and leadership, and how to push myself even when I didn't feel like getting pushed. Some of our best memories were made not on the court, but off of it. You pushed me through practices that felt impossible to get through. And to my friends, thank you for making these 4 years unforgettable. Thank you for the laughs, the memories, and being there during the good and bad days. My high school years would not be the same without y'all. And lastly, I want to thank every single one of y'all who showed up tonight. You know, our time is limited. And so for y'all to spend a little bit of your time celebrating us today, I know I can speak on behalf of everyone else here. Thank you so much. As we move forward, we may all take different paths, but we'll always share memories, experiences, and lessons that brought us to this moment. So let's be proud of how far we've come and let's be excited for what lies ahead. Congratulations, class of 2026. We made it. You can ask any of my teachers, my parents, or my classmates. The road to get here was not easy. As I look back over my years and reflect on how much I've grown in school, sports, and social life, there's one phrase that really sticks out: trial by fire. Some of y'all might be thinking, that sounds a bit dramatic, but it's the truth. I haven't always been this confident and charismatic, believe it or not. You can ask Miss Laura, or as I know her, Miss Buttersfield. Back in second and third grade, I was shy as could be. My only thought was to get my work done and get out of there, which some might say is what I've gone back to in these past few months of my senior year. But one day, the roles for the Peter Pan play get announced. And guess who got to wear those wonderful green tights of the lead role? I was terrified, but I survived and I lived to tell the tale. Or you can ask Mr. Austin. I joined ensemble in the sixth grade on a whim, just because one of the teachers said a band was looking for a singer. The next thing I know, my first George's performance comes around, and I was so nervous I about folded like cheap cardboard on that stage. But again, I survived and lived to tell the tale. Or you could ask my parents. Mom, Dad, I know I definitely didn't make it easy on you, but you never gave up on me. I'm forever grateful for all the love, care, and support y'all have given me, and hope someday I can begin to pay that back. They've seen me at every stage of life. They've seen the good, bad, and the ugly. In elementary school, they would comfort me when one of my friends didn't play with me at recess and it felt like the sky was falling. Or telling me constantly throughout middle school that only one swipe of deodorant just won't cut it. Or calming me down when I'm worried I won't finish all my AP Chem or pre-calc homework that's due the next day. But once again, I survived and lived to tell the tale. If there's one thing I've realized over the years, it's that I am so much more capable than I ever thought possible. God has given me so many amazing opportunities through this school and those around me to push myself day in and day out to be the best version of myself I can be. Romans 8:18 says, I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed to us. These past few years of high school have been tough, but they don't compare to the good that's soon to come. To close, I want to give some thanks. I want to give all the glory to God. Without him, none of us would even be here today. I also want to thank my teachers and coaches for pushing me and helping me with anything and everything. Finally, I want to thank my friends for some incredible moments and memories that I will never forget, even if I try. This graduating class will go down in the TNS history books. For better or worse, we'll have to wait and see. But I know for certain that in the next coming years, we won't just survive the trials that come our way, we'll thrive.
Good evening, everyone. First, I want to thank God for blessing me with the strength, guidance, and opportunity to stand here today. There were challenges, setbacks, and moments where giving up felt easier, but through it all, God continued to make a way. I want to thank my teachers, especially the ones who welcomed me with open arms over the past 2 years. From the very beginning, you made me feel like I belonged. You showed patience, support, and understanding, even on days when needed the most. You didn't just teach us lessons, you made a real difference in my life, and I'll always be grateful for that. I want to thank my coaches for pushing me to be better every single day. You challenged me, you believed in me, and helped me shape into not only a player, but a better person off the court, too. You taught me discipline, hard work, accountability, and how to keep fighting even when things got difficult. Your lessons and support will stay with me long after graduation. And honestly, as much as we complained about the yelling, most of the time we probably deserved it. To my teammates, especially knowing that most of us are graduating together today, over the years, we became more than just a team. We became a family. We spent so much time together, went through highs and lows together, pushed each other, laughed together, and created memories I'll never forget. You guys were there during some of the best moments and some of the hardest moments. And that bond is something special. It's hard knowing this chapter of our lives is coming to an end because for so long, this was our everyday life. But no matter where life takes us after today, you guys will always be my brothers. I always appreciate the friendships, the lessons, and the memories we made together. I want to thank my family. You guys have been my foundation through everything, supporting me, encouraging me, praying for me, and pushing me when I didn't feel like being pushed. There were moments when I doubted myself, got stressed out, but you were always there reminding me to keep going and reminding me of who I am. You, sorry. You sacrificed so much to help me get to this point, and I'll never take that for granted. Everything I accomplished is because of the values, love, and support you poured on to me growing up. I'm grateful for everything you guys have done and continue to do for me. No matter where life takes me after today, I'll always carry your love and lessons with me. I want to take a moment to thank my mom, even though she's not here in the way I wish she could be. I carry her with me every single day. Everything I've done, every obstacle I've overcome, and every step that brought me to this moment has been with her in my heart. There were times when things felt hard, but thinking about her gave me the strength to keep going. I hope she can see this moment and know that everything she poured into me mattered. I hope I've been proud because so much of who I am today is because of her. So as we leave here today, we will never know how Mr. Jamie still managed to keep everything from turning into complete chaos, which honestly deserves its own award. Class of 2026, we made it. Let's go out into the world and continue doing our best impressions of responsible adults. Thank you. God bless.
Somehow, I've managed to spend my entire life at this school, which to say the least makes this moment bittersweet. But all in all, as I look back on things, discussions with parents and teachers, I wouldn't change a thing. In fact, not too long ago, I was talking to my dad about how my experiences have been so wonderful that it wouldn't be that far out of the question to say that I would send my own kids here one time. Whoa, slow down. Sorry, we're already moving at light speed. There's no need to do the Kessel run in less than 12 parsecs. I've been so lucky and so fortunate to experience what the school has to offer. From teachers to peers, I've made connections that will last me my lifetime, and for that, I am forever grateful. However, today, I want to share something that for the past 2.5 years has kept me going, made me smile on my worst days, and I'm sorry, mom and dad, is probably the first thing that I'll run to when I get home, or so I'm told. This is my ode to Rosie, my delightful, warm, and cuddly teddy bear of a golden retriever with the meanest side eye and the keenest sense of smell for peanut butter. Hail to thee, blithe golden spirit, fur that floats through every room, silken strands on everything, a glittering, relentless plume, no couch, no coat, no soul left clean of your perfume. Higher still and higher, your howl rings, sharp and clear, at every squirrel, bird, and passerby, each creature far and near. You guard this house with thunder, Rosie, have no fear. What is thy joy, bright spirit? Is it the bow you make at dawn, that long, slow stretch of reverence across the kitchen room's floor drawn? Or that grin you flash, so wide, so pure, before you yawn? Those hazel eyes that hold you warm and deep as autumn light, with something almost sorrowful that makes the whole world right. A precious, gentle, glowing sadness, glowing soft and bright. Better than all treasure, better than all measure of delight. Is it the sharp crack of that plastic lid? You hear it from the dead of night. And come, sit perfectly, and fix me with those eyes of light. We have loved the park together, you trailing where I lead, past every bench and blade of grass, at your unhurried speed. You follow out of love, not urgency nor need. And when we turn for home at last, you find your place upon the floor, sprawled wide, a pool beside your mouth, so tired to ask for more, still grinning somehow at whatever came before. And now I, who have loved you, must step beyond the door, past the park, the peanut butter, the howls, the bows, the floor you've claimed as yours, the glittering trail, the warmth, and more. Teach us, Golden Spirit, what we in our leaving miss, to live without the weight of knowing where we're going after this, to stretch and grin and love the ones who pull us into bliss. Hail to all I'm leaving, the ones who made me me. I go now, like your golden fur, drifting wild and free. But some things stick. You know this well, Rosie. So do we. Thank you.
First of all, I just want to say thank you, Jesus. Lord knows it's been quite a journey through the valley. I've gone to the new school since I was old enough to tell my dad he should wear the turquoise shirt to work and not the purple one. Yes, those were my favorite words at 2.5 years old. These walls have served as a second home for me. I think if you were to do the math, you'd find about 1/4 of my life was spent on this campus. The beautiful Miss Tracy Sargent is in the crowd, and she was actually my first teacher at the new school. She was the first person to take care of me outside of my mom and nanny, and my parents always talked about how loving, kind, attentive, and trustworthy she is. She really supported my family through our entire time here at the new school. In lower school, Maddie joined my class. Our parents thought it would be amazing to put a group of us through cotillion together, and all the girls were so excited to wear dresses. But I remember thinking Maddie was an excellent dancer and so passionate about her friends. The next moment that I knew I had to speak about was my fourth grade state fair, the first time I met Katie Gerke. There's so much to say, but because I only have 5 minutes, what I will say is this. She's taught me so much about life and myself. There are moments that I would have not been able to get through without you. I had the privilege of becoming friends with Madison Patrick in 7th grade. I was so excited to meet a new girl, and she's become such a thoughtful friend. Katie, Madison, and I had a study hall together with Mr. Austin, and there was this room in the annex where we would all sit and do everything except schoolwork in. Like I'm talking hide and go seek, just dance, acting, you name it, we did it. Maya joined the new school last year, and she's one of the most dedicated people I've ever met. She made a host a club, studied for however long on AP Chem, and always had a listening ear. She was down to talk about anything and wasn't scared to speak her mind. And then, of course, there's Olivia Etzel. She joined in middle school, and I feel like we've always been friends. But she's the most fun person to talk to. I feel like there have been multiple occasions of us passionately yelling at each other about different books or movies. She's been such a constant presence and support. So I want to say thank you to everyone for being there for my ups and downs. My speech would not be complete without a few shout outs. First to my mom. If you know Stacy, then you know she's not a night owl. She likes to be in bed by 8:30. I unfortunately do most of my talking past 10 o'clock. So thank you, Mom, for choosing to stay up late and always giving amazing advice and loving me even when I was being difficult. Then, of course, to my dad, who's provided for me every single day of my life. He's given me every opportunity I could ever ask for and has loved me so well. Then to Sawyer, who's my passenger princess and partner in crime. Thank you for the drives home from church with the windows down, screaming Buddy Holly. To Scarlett, who has this capacity to love like I've never seen before. She's done my makeup since 10th grade and has constantly been a source of light in my life. To Stetson, who's shown me what it means to be sassy and fun at the same time, whose goofy energy constantly reminds me to not take things too seriously. To Nanny and Granddad, thank you for being my biggest supporters and always picking up the phone no matter where you were or what time it was. Then to Hudson Bracey, my literal other half. Ever since that Ratatouille movie night, I knew what a special part you were going to play in my life. Thank you for listening to me and loving me unconditionally. And then to my youth group. Y'all will never understand what an important role you've played in my life. I've loved chasing squirrels with you all and all of our side quests. Finally, thank you. Thank you to all my teachers and friends and people who have loved me well and supported me fully. I would not be here without you. And of course, don't forget that when life throws you a curveball, or you just want to talk, or you want to celebrate and you want someone to celebrate with, I'm just a phone call away. And of course, I will always love you.
First, I want to say thank you for the new school for making me feel welcome this year. Thank you to Miss Nancy for always looking out for us at the house. You didn't just make sure we were good, you made sure we felt cared for, and that doesn't go unnoticed. And to my team, man, this one's special. I never been this close with a group of people before. This year was different. It wasn't just about playing, it was about brotherhood. The laughs, the practices, the tough days, the wins, the losses, a thousand memories I'll carry with the rest of my life. I want to say thank you to Coach Stark, Coach Cam, and Coach Carey for giving me the opportunity to be part of something bigger than myself. I want to say thank you for believing me, pushing me, and letting me be a part of the ride. And now I can't forget my family. Mom, you've always been there for me, no matter what, through every high and every low. You're my best friend, and I love you. Dad, I can't thank you enough. Everything you've taught me, everything you've done for me, I wouldn't be the man I am today without you. Braden, you my dog. Someone I look up to, respect more than you know. And to my grandparents and cousins, I wouldn't trade y'all for anything. Thank y'all for always supporting me and showing love. I love y'all. I mean, this journey hasn't been perfect. There were challenges, there were moments where I had to grow, moments where I had to figure things out, and every single one of those moments shaped me to who I am standing here today. And now this is usually the part where I make a big statement or tell a joke to get everyone on their feet. But honestly, when I was writing this, I realized I didn't need that. Because the truth is simple. I'm just grateful. I'm truly blessed and thankful for everything God has allowed me to experience in my life so far. And I know this is just the beginning. To everyone here, keep going, keep pushing, and don't take the moments you have for granted. God bless. Thank you.
And from my rotting body, flowers will grow, and I am in them, and that is eternity. From Edvard Munch. As I move into a new chapter of my life, I'd like to talk to you all about my journey of finding myself. I feel that my two best friends were the biggest players in the development of my personality. Therefore, I'd like to tell some stories about them. I started my seventh grade year still being a fairly new student to my school and to America. I had one friend from sixth grade and no one to eat lunch with. While standing alone in PE, I spotted a girl I practically admired for being way cooler than me and decided to try to talk to her. What was meant to come off as a greeting and a compliment on how pretty she was came out more as, oh my God, wait, your butt's like really big. Maddie, our friendship started as an awkward and slightly uncomfortable first impression and blossomed into our beautiful friendship we have today. I never felt a sense of belonging until I met you, and I will forever be thankful to you for showing me how amazing that feels. You are one of my best friends and someone who has had such a huge impact on my life. During freshman year, Angelina and I became inseparable. She was my first friend I made when I moved to America and quickly became a sister to me. Freshman year was a very hard year for me. It felt like someone dumped a bottle of herbicide on all my freshman flowers I had planted in my mind. Angeline was the light of that year for me, and I will always love her for that. Angeline, if I had to choose a day in heaven or 10 years of bickering like sisters, I wouldn't hesitate to choose you. I would like to say a final thank you to everyone else who has supported me, my parents, my sister, my brother, and all of my teachers. A special thank you goes out to my mommy, who throughout every mental breakdown has been right beside me. Mommy, after dealing with three teenagers in one house, you genuinely deserve a purple heart. Lord knows that I have been the craziest. From crying because the food I cooked didn't taste right, to crying because a geometry test made me feel like an absolute moron, to crying because my makeup didn't look right. Yes, I cry a lot. You have been right there. Thank you, Mommy. I am beyond happy to move into a new chapter of my life with the people that I love. Congratulations to my fellow graduating peers.
Good evening. First and foremost, I just want to thank Jesus Christ for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to stand here today. This was my first year at the new school, and while many people on this stage have spent years together, I came in not knowing what to expect. New faces, a new environment, and a completely new chapter of life. But in such a short amount of time, I found friendships and relationships that I know will last forever.
I want to thank the new school staff and community for welcoming me and for everything everyone has done for me this year. Thank you to Coach Stark, Cam, and Carrie for giving me the opportunity to come here and become part of something special. I also want to thank the basketball team for becoming my brothers and giving me some of the best memories of my life through every practice, win, loss, and moment we shared together. I also want to thank every teacher, coach, friend, trainer, mentor, and person who has supported me along the way. Whether you gave me advice, encouraged me during hard times, or simply believed in me when I needed it most, you helped shape me into the person standing here today. No one reaches a moment like this alone, and I'll always be grateful for everyone who has played a part in my journey. Most importantly, I want to thank my family, the ones who are here today and the ones who are watching over me. Thank you to my brothers Reed and Cole, my dad Roy, and my mom Nicole for always believing in me, supporting me, and pushing me to be the best version of myself. Even though my journey here was shorter than most, the impact on my life will stay with me forever. Thank you.
Before I begin my speech, I want to take a moment to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. For a lot of my life, I struggled to believe in something greater than myself. But standing here today in my cap and gown, looking out at my family and friends, I realized I was wrong. I've been blessed in more ways than I can count. To my parents, thank you for everything you've done for me. Whether you think I noticed it or not, I did. Thank you for believing in me and supporting my dream of becoming a professional fisherman. I love you both endlessly. Now I know seeing your favorite child graduate is emotional. So I wrote you a little poem to cheer you up. Roses are red, violets are blue. This diploma was expensive, so honestly, it belongs to you. To my brother, I know you probably didn't want me to single you out, but I have to. You've given me someone to look up to my entire life. From our late nights playing Lord of the Rings or Rapala bass fishing on the Xbox 360 to everything you've taught me. I'll carry those memories with me forever. I'm forever grateful and very blessed to have such an amazing older brother like you. To my other brother, Fez, when I first came to the school, I didn't know what to expect or who I'd meet. But somehow I met you. What started as just a friendship turned to something deeper. You became family. I appreciate everything you've done for me. To my coaches and teammates, thank you for letting me be a part of something so special. A lot changed during my time at the new school, but one thing never did: the brotherhood. No matter what conference we were in or the names on the jersey, I was always surrounded by guys I could call family. That's something I'll carry with me forever. One of my favorite memories was during my sophomore year at the state tournament. After we lost in the semifinals, one of my teammates next to me was crying hard. He started yelling and throwing water bottles at the lockers. And if you know me, I started laughing. I couldn't help it. Then coach walked in, and I realized I probably shouldn't be the one laughing. So I started crying too. Not my proudest moment, but one I'll never forget. So the faculty and my classmates, thank you for making this place feel like home. Transferring here after my freshman year was hard, and I was unsure if I made the right choice. But standing here today, I can confidently say it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. TNS saved my life. Class of 2026, we made it. This is one of the biggest milestones of our lives so far, and now we step into the world as young adults. I'm so proud of all of us, and I wish you guys nothing but success and happiness in whatever chapter comes next. Before I close out my speech, I want to share a quick message. As we step into new chapters of our lives, it's important to remember that not everyone is given the same starting point or gets to experience the blessings and freedoms we get to, but everyone deserves the same chance at a better future. There are people in this world fighting every day for a new life, for safety, for opportunity, and for their families, just like we are in our own ways. No one should be forced back into a place they worked so hard to escape from, especially because of where they're from or what they might look like. At the end of the day, the world will be full of division and hate,
but the one thing that is stronger and always will be is love. So as we leave here today, let's carry that with us in all that we do. Let's choose understanding over judgment, compassion over fear, and love over everything. Thank you.
As a kid, all you want is to be an adult. When you're in school, all you want is to graduate. But standing up here today, truth is, I don't know what I want. On one hand, I'm looking forward to no more homework and no more studying for tests. But on the other hand, I can see just how much I'm going to miss this. From talking to my friends in between classes or at lunch to random tangents we would go on in class. But as I've contemplated this feeling more and more as I approach this day, I realized just how much I've changed. Before I came to the new school, I felt a little directionless, and honestly, I still do. But I feel like I've regained something extremely important: the thirst for knowledge and learning, the want to wake up every day and become better than I was the day before. That feeling is the point of living, because we're never going to be perfect, we're never going to know everything. But that's the whole point, to keep learning and improving till the very end of our lives. I think people's understanding of the purpose of school is wrong. School should not be for learning. Instead, it should help instill the want to learn into people. But the truth is, not every school does that. Not every teacher can inspire you, which is why I feel so lucky to have gone to the new school. I won't remember any formulas or what color of hair our 29th president had. In fact, I just had 3 AP final tests and I already don't remember any of it. But what I know I'm going to remember is the people. From my friends to my teachers, I know I'm going to remember them. And I think that's what makes this school so special, the community here. It's helped prepare me for my future, and I'm extremely excited for just what that'll be. Thank you.
This day has frightened me since the moment I began my senior year. Perhaps I hadn't yet realized it, but it sat there, festering, seeping, rooting itself deeper and deeper until it had become something undeniable. I am horrified. And if I was to take a guess, I would say most of us here are pretty terrified too. Today, we stand at the threshold of adolescence and adulthood. We stare at the vastness in front of us, our minds strain as we seek to grasp the intangible, the future. The future is a concept that has plagued humanity since our inception. Being existential is perhaps one of the most important traits for our continued survival. From our earliest ancestors fighting to ensure they see the next sunrise, to modern day concerns, research, and deliberations on total climate collapse. And yeah, maybe this moment doesn't hold the same weight as possible extinction, but God, it sure feels like it. We are here today to celebrate the lives ahead of us. But there's this insipid, anxious, primal feeling gnawing away, trying to usurp all the excitement of this moment. Parents, you have spent years of your own lives putting blood, sweat, and tears into raising your child for a moment just like this. In a way, that's the gig. Raise them until they are capable of caring for themselves and then set them free. It must be rewarding to see us up here now. And it must be terrifying. I don't blame you if you want to hold on forever. To my parents, I thank you for all you've done for me. I thank you for loving me enough to not want me to leave. And I thank you for having the bravery to let me go. Of course, I'll try to leech off you as long as possibly can, but symbolically, thank you. Classmates, I'm sure some of you are chomping at the bit to get out of here. I wouldn't be surprised if one of you was actually counting down the seconds until you can rush off the stage and enter adulthood. I don't blame you. Despite all my fears, I feel the same way too. And because I feel this, I know even the most eager of us are still unbelievably scared. There's discomfort in losing routines, there's discomfort in discovering new interests, meeting new people, moving new places. Discomfort is easy to run away from, but today we can't ignore it, and we'll always be unhappy if we do. The future is uncertain. The future feels like coals in my belly and stones in my heart, but it's on its way, and it's always coming, one day after the next, and there's no way we can stop it. So why not greet it facing forward? I thought it would be apt to conclude this with something undeniably English, because acknowledging and being vulnerable about these fears is definitely the exact opposite. A quote from Doctor Who: "Everything's got to end sometimes, otherwise, nothing would ever get started." Thank you, class of 2026. I wish us all the best as we discover what the future holds.
These are the last steps we take as high school students. We prepare to leave behind our childhood, our friends, our homes. So let's retrace our steps real quick. In 2024, our TNS band played at our first official gig, opening for Covington Creek, which seemed insane considering we're just a bunch of kids who happened to find an extraordinary music teacher and maybe some slight understanding of what a scale was. In 2022, my friend group met the infamous Miss Carly, who spoke a little earlier this evening, who unknowingly turned into our grade's school mom and came to gain the undying love of every single one of us. In 2020, don't even get me started. The drive-by birthday parades, the weekly check-in videos with Mr. Austin, the scare that we wouldn't be able to attend our first year in upper school. In 2018, we entered fifth grade. Avatar in Miss Shelby's classroom, milk juice at ONSC, and the drop of Fortnite Season 3, which later led to countless late night games with the rascals I now call my brothers. And finally, in 2016, when I first enrolled into this school, it was third grade with Miss Krista, and our beloved Miss Laura. I was barely 8 years old and unable to handle the embarrassment, but the woman I was blessed to call mom loved me so much that she had to tell everyone I was her son. Wouldn't let me walk into class without letting me know that I was her world. Past 10 years the school has provided me with been filled with the spontaneity that every childhood needs. From the good moments I just mentioned to the undisclosed AP crash outs, this school has helped me grow, learn, enjoy, as a kid should. But now we enter the reality that is having grown up. We take our last walk across the stage, our last dap ups with our friends and teachers, the last bits of structure we've grown to know. And that is scary, but it's also so exciting. So, to everyone who has helped shape us into who we are, to my father and my brother, who took the brunt of life and taught me not how to be good, but how to be better, to my mother, who taught me the love of life, who would take the world from me, to my ginormous family I've been blessed to have, who in all circumstances is there for me. To my amazing girlfriend, who and her family, who have filled the past 2 years with so many incredible memories I never thought I'd get to experience at my age. To all of my teachers and to my mentors, Austin, Carly, you have made a bigger impact in my life than you will ever know. To all of you, I say thank you. And to my friends and peers, thank you for the wondrous childhood you've given me. As we go on, live your life to the fullest. Enjoy every second of this gift we've been blessed to live through, because you only get the one. So to you, in the way it should be used, I say YOLO. I say live. I say love. I say learn. May we each see the good God has in store for us. Thank you.
We're older than the mascot of this school. We've seen 4 buildings built and 2 destroyed. A decade and a half we have walked these halls. This school is littered with the relics of our grade. The ramp out there, the wall ball ban. In kindergarten, we had this little castle, and we'd fight for who could use it till it broke. There's death, there's taxes, but more guaranteed than these is pouring rain on field day. Crazy. Too many memories will leave this school when we descend these steps and graduate. It makes me sad. This place is all I've known. To love a school so much and have to leave. How should I think? What should I do with this crisis of my thoughts, this ache of leaving? One afternoon, I sat outside for lunch, a perfect day. No clouds, no bugs, soft breeze. Gregorio and I were there, just us. The other guys were gone. The girls inside because, I kid you not, the air is weird. That was fine, because G and I conversed about a lot of really important stuff. He said to me one thing I'd never forget. You know what, Sam? We do not have the time. Our moments here are nearing to an end, and overall, it's nothing but a blank. All we can do is show our gratitude. We're richly gifted, Sam. So thank the Lord. To bear these gifts and never find our joy, what kind of gratitude then would that be? Enjoy your work. We should enjoy our work. These words were striking, meant a lot to me. And I just read Ecclesiastes 3, which says essentially the same idea. Enjoy your work. A paradox, since work is hard. But G was right. It's worth it in the end. I've learned the most, been closest to the Lord, when I am grateful. Moments spent in joy. When people ask why I love going to school, these are the reasons why. And so I say, because my God has given me my life and I have found I love the extra mile. That's why I come to school with goals of mastery. It's why creative projects are so fun. It's why I've written this entire speech in blank verse iambic pentameter.
To my love, took it down. Climbed a mountain and I turned around. And I saw my reflection. The landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can't shine within my heart like love. Can I sail to you changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life? Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, even children get older, and I'm getting older too.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test, and it's fine. It's not a question mark, it's a in time. It's something unpredictable, but if the is right, I hope you have the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories, skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's predictable, but in the end, it's right. It's predictable, but in the end, it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end, it's right. I hope you have the time of your life.
Come on, can you believe those babies grew up to this? That was pretty awesome. I have to share, since the picture was in there, that last night at the senior faculty dinner, Miss Johnny actually presented Wyatt with those green tights from Peter Pan all that long ago. Came up twice. How about a real moment to reflect on the words of the class of 2026, all 18 of them. What a wonderful job. In just a moment, we will ask the members of the class of 2026 to stand up for the presentation of diplomas and for their welcome to the Alumni Association of the new school. Each graduate will be presented with a specially engraved compass that says, "The new school class of 2026, we hope you'll always find your way back," with the coordinates of the campus to remind you that it is our genuine hope that you will find your way back home to this campus many times in your life. I invite Amy Vinson and Mike Hine forward, and I invite Jamie Ebersole to the podium to lead us through this presentation.
It is now time for the presentation of diplomas. I will call each member of the class of 2026 to center stage, where they will be presented with their diploma. Each will pause for a photograph. They will then be congratulated by our board chair, Amy Vinson, and be presented with their Alumni Association gift by Mike Hine, and finally proceed back to their seats. After we have awarded all diplomas, the graduates will be called back up for their final introduction as alumni. Class of 2026, please stand. Samuel Philip Anton. Anthony Cole Ayala. Gregorio Bayona Lopez. Aiden Thomas Cronister. Hudson James Crown. Olivia Francis Edsel. Caitlin Elizabeth Gerke. Maya Neela Harkeen. Ethan Christopher Long. Festus Harlan Martin. Madeline Kate Morris. Lori Madison Patrick. Fletcher Ransom Pruitt. William Ryder Scribner. Dante Cruz Snowden. Varun Ramachandran Venkataraman. Wyatt Ray Vincent. Sadie Diane White.
I invite our alumni back to the center. Tassels.
We're completing to law, the new school, the lovely class of 2026. Woo!